And I'm Dan. This is our cat Jimmy, our cat Lua, and this is our home. It's a 2019 Ram Promaster 3500 extended. We're really excited to show you guys where we live. Hey guys, so the first stop on our little van tour here is our office area slash kitchen. So we wanted our kitchen to have somewhat of the same layout as our apartment, with a lot of counter space, a deep sink, and plenty of storage. So we built storage up here where we keep a lot of our food and spices and sauces and things like that. We have more storage up here behind our books. We have more canned foods. Down here we have these latches to keep these doors closed and everything in place. But back here we have pots and pans and tea kettles. We have mason jars filled with quinoa and rice and things like that. And whenever we're ready to cook, just take them out very conveniently and easily. Down here we have a step, and the step was an afterthought. It was actually something we put in after we had built the counter space. We built the counter with me in mind, knowing that I would do most, if not all, of the cooking. And once we completed this, Mackenzie came to, try to cook and realized that she could hardly reach the counter and definitely couldn't reach the cabinet up top. So we built in a step for her that also serves as additional storage space from underneath. We have a nice little fireplace down here that keeps us warm. We don't use it a ton, but when it's 30 degrees, it's really nice to turn that on for just a few minutes, and this place is super toasty. An issue we had at the very beginning of our journey was things falling from the shelves or the cabinets and things like that. So we kind of came up with a lot of different methods to keep things in place, including Velcro and carabiners here. You can see that we just have standard carabiners hooked to this shelf, from this shelf to this shelf, so that it can't really go anywhere. Little things like that kind of you just learn along the way, little tips and tricks that you learn on the road as well. One priority of ours was to have a lot of countertop space. So we wanted to have the office kind of flow into the kitchen when we weren't using it as an office. So typically, if the seat is swiveled, it'll be a desk area. If it's not, it'll be more of an office area. So if we're not sitting here getting work done, we're typically preparing our food here. We do still work full time, so if we're not in a city with coffee shops, it's nice to have an area to sit and get all of our work done. So we have a signal booster on the roof that helps us with internet. We have plenty of solar power. 600 watts on the roof, a 400 amp hour battery bank, and a 3000 watt inverter. We have an induction cooktop that we put here. Really, really energy efficient, but we store that in our little step here. It's just a really convenient way for us to be able to cook while on the road. We initially started with a 40-gallon water tank, but found out that we weren't using nearly close to that amount. So we actually just have three 5-gallon water tanks in the back that we can bring into a Whole Foods or a Lowe's or anywhere that we can refill and replace very easily and conveniently.
So you're now entering our living area. So we have storage underneath. We have our laundry basket and shoes in this one, and then we keep our refrigerator under this one. And then when we're done using it, we just set it back up as a couch and the cats can get comfy on it again. Down here is where we store our clothes. So we actually have 4 bins under here. I keep Dan's stuff up front because he can never find anything. And then down below that is where we keep it's like the cat's room. So there's a cat carrier, and they have a little scratch pad, and then there's tons of hiding spots that they like to go to under there. We do have a shower in our van. Majority of the time it is our closet. So again, more clothes. We keep our shower stuff. We mostly take showers at the gym or at campgrounds, but we did get this really awesome rain head shower. So when we do actually take a shower, you get fully soaked in a quick amount of time. And then we have a cassette toilet. Just stick to number 1 in there. And yeah, just a lot of other storage stuff. So no wasted space. We're happy to have the shower, but we're even happier to use it as our closet. And we often keep the door closed to hide our mess in there. We have 2 of the Fantastic fans, and we have all of our controls over here. So these 2 turn on our fans, and these control our cabin lights.
So we have been together for about 2.5 years now. It was pretty funny. One of the first dates we went on, we talked about our desire to live this lifestyle. Kenz actually brought it up and was like, this is kind of weird to say, but I really just want to live in a van. And it's something I've wanted to do as well. So we really bonded over a lot of things, but that was something that really made it seem like, oh, this is a special relationship we have here. I would say after that, it was just waiting for something to kind of push us off the ledge, and COVID happened, the pandemic happened, and work allowed us to kind of work remotely anywhere, so we kind of decided to work everywhere. We just needed that little push.
I never really had a space that was like actually mine, so it was a huge priority for us to create kind of like our sanctuary, you know, and as the space grew, like so did the decorations, like everything just really came together, and now we actually love taking care of our space. So like the van gets messy so fast, that's a given, but like we actually get so much enjoyment out of cleaning it up. Like we do a deep clean like once a week. We just really love the space. It's our home. This is probably where I spend most of my time. Like I said, it's my sanctuary, and I just feel very comfortable and safe here. So up here, it's where we keep our clothes. These two are mine, and this is Dan's. We still fight about who has the extra space, but I keep winning. And you know, we just hung up some extra shelves for mostly decoration. It kind of felt empty without them. We have our nighttime fan that we use quite often. And then you are seeing my absolute favorite corner. Like this corner transports us to a home, to a coffee shop. It's so comfortable. And throughout the build, we built this with my dad and brother. And I feel like this corner just means so much to us because there was so much going into to just make this corner perfect. Living in a space with another person definitely boosts your communication skills. I feel like we were really good at communicating with each other before the van. You're in such a small space, so getting used to the flow of how you move in such a small space, it's definitely a lot of communication, it's definitely a lot of patience, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. One of the first trips we went on, we went to California and we lived out of an SUV for 2 weeks. Didn't shower for 10 days, and we knew that if we could do that, we could definitely live in this square foot space.
Okay, so this is our garage area. I have Jimmy helping me with this part of it because this is where he does his business. So on this side we have our water tanks, and on this side we have our battery bank and electrical system. Again, one of the more frequently asked questions we get is what we do with the litter box. So we have a really small tunnel for the cats to get from the front of the van to the back of the van to do their business. It's a lot more convenient for us to have it back here. We just open the door and can clean it out really easily. We keep our trash bags there, and it keeps the smell kind of trapped in here. We do it as often and as frequently as possible, but it's a system that's worked for us. There's been a lot of trial and error, but this has been the best system for us. This is where we keep a lot of our winter clothes that we don't need every day. Keep a lot of our miscellaneous items in here that we couldn't part with necessarily, but wanted to bring on the road with us, down in this bin. And that's the extent of our garage. It's very simple and minimalistic. We didn't need a whole lot, so we didn't do a whole lot. We kind of just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. And it is a space that really works well for us. So this is where we store all of our electrical and our battery bank. We got all of our electrical and our refrigerator and our generator all through this company, Aqua Power. We have 600 watts of solar on the roof. We have a 3,000 watt inverter. We have a battery bank that's 400 amp hours of non-lithium batteries. Guys, want to thank you so much for coming to enjoy our van and going a little tour with us. If you want to follow along on our journey, you can check out our Instagram account, Vansy Hartlieb. But we're really happy to have been able to show you our tiny home and our cozy space.